It's got people in California talking, in Texas, and around the world, in the UK. Yeah, I mean, just everywhere.
That's how we do it in the South.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Man, it's kind of sad. It's kind of a sad day a little bit. I mean, it's not a bad day. Just a little, you gotta think this is the last video we're shooting here at the Greenville store. You know, you get to thinking about all the stuff. And you guys got to see this place being built. I mean, before the gas station. I mean, all the crazy model walk-arounds we used to do. Those were some absolutely hilarious ones, and definitely some stories you will never hear on YouTube. I'm so glad these walls can't talk. But this thing, we turned a metal building in the middle of downtown Greenville into a classic car selling machine. You got to understand, this was an empty metal box when we moved into it. And Kobe Kai got his hammer and nails out and loads and loads and loads of wood and sheetrock and all that stuff. And it's so funny because it kind of takes you back to this time working on the new store. I mean, like right now I'm covered in sheetrock dust and I got all over my shoes and I'm covered in it right now. I got sheetrock dust in places I don't care to admit. But I mean, literally right now, I feel like I could sneeze a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house out. I've inhaled so much of this crap working at the new store. But it reminds you of all this going in. I mean, like, you gotta think, I remember when we sheetrocked this building, we actually sheetrocked it on Christmas Eve. It takes me back to this place. I mean, we sheetrocked this store here, all the gas station, all the offices, all this stuff, back Christmas Eve. And like I remember, like it was snowing outside, and me and Kobe were here, and I actually bought a car that day. And I mean, it's just so funny, all the memories, all the cars we've sold here. You got to think about it, we've sold almost 400. Yes, almost 400 cars out of this building. The very last one just left probably 30 minutes ago. That's going to be sold in this store, and I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy how fast this has took off. And it's all because of you guys. I mean, you got to think, when you get, and you think about how all this started, it still blows my mind. I mean, you got to think about it. In my head, I'm a glorified used car salesman. You know, I got a few funny lines every once in a while, but it's crazy how this has took off. I mean, you got to think, 4 years ago, we had an empty building with 2 cars in it. We've had anywhere between 20 cars in this building and 2 cars, back, forth, cars rolling in nonstop. To the point, now granted, when we were filming, that kind of slowed everything down, killed my average. But the year before that, a car sat on the ground 3 days on average before it was sold. And I want to tell you something, in the car business, pre-COVID, that was unheard of. And even during COVID, that's killing it. And that's I mean, it's just so neat that this thing has grown like it has. And I mean, we've sent cars all over the country. There's not a state we haven't sent cars to. And sent them, I mean, all over the world. But it's just amazing how people put their minds together and do stuff. And all the different cars that have come through here. I mean, we've had some iconic stuff. I mean, just sitting here off the top of my head, I mean, we've had the Starsky and Hutch Torino here. We've had, you know, the Rusty Wallace stock car. I mean, GT500 Mustangs and 63 Corvette split windows and, you know, C8 Corvettes back when that was like a brand new thing. And all these, I mean, just awesome cars. You know, a Ford Maverick before anybody had one. You know, just and then on top of it, the tons and tons of custom trucks and C10s and, I mean, just the crazy stuff. And I mean, I love it, man. Like, it is so neat that the things this building has seen just in 4 years. And then on top of that, you know, the friendships that were made, the customers that were made. I mean, I've got customers that walked in this building 3 years ago that are still buying cars from me today. I sold matter of fact, I sold a green C10 truck, 67 C10, just a super nice little pickup. I sold it, and I was thinking, that's the 10th car I've sold that man in 3 years. Like, I love that. I love that repeat business. And we have people that just stop by just to see what we got. And I love that we've created something like that so quick. And I hope that it does nothing but keeps going, obviously, with a new store and fine tuning it. You got to think about it. We had no idea what we were going to do when we got here. We just kind of, let's build a gas station, 50s, something cool. And it's worked well, but obviously there's some quirks to it. This building isn't laid out exactly the best for what we do. In hindsight, looking back, think about it, we got one big bay door here and a bay door there and a bay door there, but the only exit is technically that door. So things get kind of pushed to the back. Hence, like I was telling you guys, I forgot about this race car because it just gets shoveled to the back. You forget about it. I've got 3 cars back there I haven't moved in months. They're going to move because they're going to the new store. But the new store is going to flow a lot different. It's laid out totally different. We're actually building a full-size 50s, 60s era speed shop inside the RUC. It's a full, little office, little store, but then a 3-bay garage inside the garage of the RUC. We really want to take that shopping experience and take it to the next level. For the buyer and the people that just come by. I mean, it's my show place. These are my babies, so I really want to build that Garage Mahal vibe, and this is something I've always wanted to do. And because of the success of all this, I can, and you guys are a big part of that. But, I love this. I love seeing it come together. And, the open house is going to be off the chain, by the way. But, it's just kind of cool. I'm going to miss this place. This is like the original, and it's kind of sad. I don't know what's going to end up happening to this area, what they're going to do. But, it's kind of where it all got its start. It's like when you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, but then you go to Kentucky and see the OG KFC. This is where it all started, and this is, no big, fancy place by any stretch, but I love to see this grow. And matter of fact, I actually had somebody mention to me one time, they said, "Rob, you don't have kids." And I said, "No, I don't have kids, but I got a baby." What are you talking about? I said, "Well, my baby's the RUC. I started this thing from nothing and watched it just grow, 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 grow. And I love it. I love seeing it grow. I love seeing it get bigger. We're getting calls. We've got so much crazy stuff in the works. And of course the Netflix show drops, in June. And that's nothing but direct promotion. And I love that this glorified used car salesman in upstate South Carolina has got people in California talking, in Texas, and around the world, in the UK. Just everywhere. I love it. This is amazing. Every day I wake up, I'm like, I'm the luckiest guy alive. And I just want to thank you guys. There's no meaning to it. It's just kind of crazy. Just sitting back and reminiscing and looking at it. It's nuts, man. Even still to this day, blows my mind. All this time I thought my mom was the only one that watched the videos. And then we got 300 million later. But, you know what? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I want to thank all you guys. We'll catch you next time at the new store here on Rabbit's Used Cars.